The city of Lagos buzzed like a living thing. Cars honking, street vendors shouting, and the endless rush of people chasing time. In the heart of Surulere, a hard-working single mother named Adaora Okeke lived quietly with her 2 children, Chimerames, aged 6, and Chizitere, aged 4. Life hadn't been easy since their father, Ibuka, died in a tragic accident 3 years earlier. But Adaora was strong. She juggled her demanding job as a bank officer with motherhood, doing everything she could to keep her children happy and safe. But lately something was wrong. She couldn't quite explain it. It was like a shadow had crept into her once peaceful home. And the moment it entered was the same moment Ngozi walked through the front door. Adaora found Ngozi through a popular maid referral agency. She seemed perfect, 28 years old, well-spoken, respectful, and experienced. She wore a calm smile and answered every question with, "Yes, Ma," and "No, Ma." A God-fearing girl, the agent had said. Trained. Background checked. Adaora needed help. The bank was launching a new digital product, and her hours were increasing. Her mother in the village was too old to come, and daycare costs were bleeding her dry. So she hired Ngozi. The first few days were promising. The house was clean. The children were bathed and fed. Ngozi even sang lullabies in a soft, sweet voice that made Adaora smile. "Thank God," she said to herself one night. "I can finally breathe." She had no idea. She was letting a serpent raise her children. 2 weeks passed. Then Adaora began noticing subtle changes. Chizitere, once bubbly and full of giggles, had become quiet. She clung to her mother during bedtime, holding her hand tightly, refusing to sleep unless Adaora was right beside her. Chimerames became jumpy. He flinched whenever someone raised their voice. Even when the television was loud, their appetites changed. They barely ate. They didn't talk much anymore. "Are you okay?" Adaora asked repeatedly. "Yes, Mummy," they replied, eyes downcast. But one night, as she was folding laundry in her bedroom, she overheard something strange from the children's room. Ngozi's voice, low and sharp. "If you cry again, I'll lock you in the wardrobe. Do you understand me?" Adaora froze. But when she barged into the room, Ngozi was calmly brushing Chizitere's hair. "Ah, madam, welcome. I was just telling her not to cry because she spilled her juice." Adaora looked at Zittery. The child trembled. Her heart dropped. But once again, she silenced her instincts. "I'm just stressed," she told herself. One afternoon at work, Adaora shared her concerns with her close friend Chisholm. "I feel like I'm losing my children," she whispered. "They're fading." Chisholm frowned. "Are you sure something isn't going on at home?" Adaora hesitated. "I've asked them. They say nothing. Ngozi is always polite. Maybe I'm overthinking." Chisholm leaned in. "Ada, listen to me. Kids don't just change overnight. You know your children. If something feels wrong, it probably is." Adaora blinked, then looked around nervously. "What should I do?" Chisholm reached into her bag and pulled out a tiny black device. "This is a hidden camera. Hide it. Let's find out the truth." That night, Adaora hid the camera behind a flower vase in the sitting room. It had a wide-angle lens and could record up to 12 hours of footage. The next day, she kissed her children goodbye and left as usual. Her hands shook all day. That evening, when she got home, she greeted everyone with a smile, pretending all was well. She tucked the children in bed, waited until Ngozi slept, then rushed to her room and connected the camera to her laptop. She pressed play. What she saw shattered her soul. The footage showed Chimeramese trying to reach for bread from the kitchen table. Ngozi slapped his hand hard. "Did I say you can touch anything, you animal?" She dragged him by the ear and forced him to kneel on bare tiles, raising his hands like a criminal. Next, Zidori spilled water. Ngozi grabbed the girl by the arm, twisting it painfully. "You stupid girl. Do you want to disgrace me in this house?" She slapped Zidori 3 times. The child cried and begged. Adaora gasped, tears falling uncontrollably. "Jesus!" Then came the worst part. Ngozi turned to the flower vase, looked directly at the hidden camera, and whispered, "Your mother won't believe you. She trusts me more than she trusts her own children." Adaora dropped the laptop. Her whole body shook. She didn't sleep that night. In the morning, she sent a message to Chisholm with the footage. "I need help." Chisholm responded instantly. "We go viral." Adaora made copies of the video and saved it on multiple flash drives. She waited until evening, dinner time. As Ngozi sat down to eat, Adaora stood before her silently. She dropped the flash drive on the table. "Play it," she said coldly. Ngozi paused. "Ma, play it." Ngozi fumbled and inserted it into the TV. The living room fell silent as the video played. Ngozi watched herself slap and insult the children. Her face paled. Adaora stared at her with rage burning in her chest. Ngozi stood up. I can explain." "No need." Adaora marched to the front door and flung it open. "Get out, or I'll hand you over to the police. Or to the neighbors." Ngozi hesitated, then ran. Adaora didn't stop there. She reported the case to the police and submitted the video to an investigative journalist. Within 72 hours, the story trended online. Mother discovers hidden abuse through secret camera. Lagos maid arrested. The agency that hired Ngozi was exposed as a front for trafficking abused young women and placing them in homes with forged documents. Several arrests were made. Adaora received hundreds of messages from other parents, thanking her for her bravery. But she didn't care about praise. She only cared about one thing: her children's healing. Chimeramese started speaking to a therapist. He confessed he'd been locked in the wardrobe twice. Zidori had nightmares and wet the bed often. Adaora wrapped them in love, patience, and security. She changed jobs to work from home. Every evening they played together. They danced, sang, and made silly videos on her phone. One afternoon, as they painted together on the balcony, Chimeramese looked up and said, "Mummy, we're safe now." Adaora hugged him tightly. "Yes, my son. You are safe. You will always be safe." It wasn't a scream that saved them. It was silence. The kind of silence that only a mother's heart could hear. Adaora learned that love isn't just about providing food and shelter. It's about paying attention to whispers no one else can hear. Because sometimes, the monsters don't hide in closets. They're the ones you invite into your home. Moral of the story: always trust your instincts. Never ignore changes in your child's behavior. And when your spirit tells you something isn't right, it's because it's not.